Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I'm so honored and excited to be connecting in with you today. We have been exploring in August, falling into balance. Sometimes this time of year, there's this acceleration of things, and we're shifting into the fall and into the holiday seasons that are coming soon and into school, and there's all these shifts that are taking place. And it's so important to approach this time of year being conscious of how balanced are we choosing to be? What are we setting ourselves up for success? Are we standing in our power? Are we moving forward those things that matter most to us? Are we paying attention to what's going on in our mind? Are we giving our mind, body, soul, and spirit what it needs so that we can shine powerfully and stay balanced, so that we are choosing to show up in life in a powerful, purposeful way? That will help us show up more fully. That will help us share our gifts more deeply and powerfully, and bring more joy and fulfillment in our life when we're able to be more of who we are and bring forward those things that matter most to us. But we want to stay balanced as we're doing that, so we can sustain the journey and be all of those things that we are called to be and are desiring to be. Let's lift that up together and take a breath. Beautiful. Breathing and deep breathing is so powerful, and I think can truly help us stay balanced. In that quick breath, we're shifting, we're giving our body oxygen, we're giving our body energy, and we're pausing for a moment. So we're not in a reactive state, but we're in a purposeful state. So we can always remember to take that quick breath, and we're going to give you opportunities throughout our time together to stop, pause, breathe, and integrate things on a cellular level. But here's the deal. I want you to get the most out of your time with us today, because your time, your energy is important and valuable. And we can sometimes show up in body, but not in spirit. We can be there physically, but our ears aren't really listening. Our mind is distracted. So let's purposely be present. Let's choose to be here fully, because I know there is something here for you today by the very nature that you tuned in. And I want you to receive it. I don't want you to miss anything that is available for you here today by tuning in. So choose to be present. Those of you who are driving, please stay safe. Both hands on the wheels. One wheel. No texting and driving. We want to make sure that you're safe, but you're inwardly, purposely tuning in and listening fully. Those of you who are able to, please put both feet on the floor, sit back in your chair, feel it's fully supporting you. Sit back a little bit more. Great. Take a deep breath in through your nose. See how big you can make your belly. See if you can bring that air all the way down to your toes, and then breathe out like you're breathing out through a straw. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, bringing you all in, mind, body, soul, and spirit. Keep breathing. Bringing oxygen to every cell in your body. Helps lower our stress levels, our cortisol levels, releases beautiful, positive hormones in our body, and it helps us have clarity in thinking and really be open and ready to receive everything that is here for you today. And as you're breathing and enjoying this moment just for you, let's take a moment and check in. What is it that you need? What is it that you need today, specifically as we're looking at balance, standing in your power, having a balanced way of looking at things in your life, that mentally we are supported and healthy in our thinking. What is it you need today to support you, to encourage you, to empower you on your journey? What is it that you need? That you are willing to receive because you have choice. So what is it that you need and are willing to receive? See if that shifts any of that information. Because we need to be open to what it is we're asking for and willing to receive. Beautiful. Wonderful. Receive that information. Let's take a breath. Come back into the room, fully present, beautiful. And let's take a moment and write down what was laid on your heart. It's so easy to get distracted, to miss that very answer that's in front of us because we're moving on to that next shiny thing. Let's instead choose to keep it top of mind. What is it that you need and are willing to receive? And in fact, to dial this up, being unattached to how. Like you're looking forward to how you can be surprised in an amazing way that this need is met that you never foresaw, never anticipated. Like you're out there looking and open and ready to receive that beautiful answer as a gift presented to you in an unexpected and wonderful way. You're open. And by writing it down, you're starting to co-create that. You're starting to bring that in to your life and into your existence, and you're keeping it top of mind. Beautiful. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around our virtual room here and connect in with our amazing guests that are here to support us today. Can't wait to introduce them to you. And we're going to share on a heart level what was laid on their heart when they took a moment to connect in with all of us. Stop, pause, and listen. And with that, Amy, I would love for you to share what was laid on your heart.
Absolutely. I actually just wrote it down in my notes on my phone. So what came to me was calmness, peace, and reciprocal love.
Oh, I love that. Reciprocal love. So calmness, peace, and reciprocal love. Beautiful. Breathing that in with you. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
And how about you, Venessa? What was laid on your heart?
I would have to say tranquility, stillness, and peace.
Tranquility, stillness, and peace. Beautiful. Let's breathe that in together. Wonderful. And listeners, what was laid on your heart? I know on mine, as I was listening to Amy and Venessa share, I just felt this connection and this richness and this peace, and felt all of us connecting and coming together. And I believe we're doing that real time, supporting each and every one of us, you as well as ourselves, that this is a connection that we have in our time together. So as we're getting ready to go to this first commercial break, listeners, you're going to hear these commercials playing in the background with beautiful updates and information we want you to be aware of. Really consciously, purposely resist crossing things off the to-do list and running off to do a couple things. Stay present. Really listen and breathe and see and receive what is being laid on your heart and spirit. Really feel into that connection we all have today, real time, supporting and uplifting you as we connect in together. And we'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Be sure to friend us on Facebook. You can do it right now. Visit facebook.com/Voice America or search for us at keyword Voice America.
A
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Get Unchained. Tune in every Monday for Jane Unchained on the Voice America Influencers channel, featuring nationally recognized best-selling author, TV journalist, and social media influencer Jane Velez Mitchell. This program takes you inside a trending lifestyle that's the next wave of human evolution. It all starts on your plate. If you want to revolutionize your life, get happier, more energized, then discover the secret. Tune in to Jane Unchained Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Influencers channel. Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective, plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at blog.voiceamerica.com. That's blog.voiceamerica.com. The Voice America Press Blog. All access, all the time. We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you gave yourself that chance to stop, pause, breathe, and really listen to what is being laid on your heart and spirit, and feel that connection, that we are here together, connected, supporting and lifting each other up. Because here's something I've learned. Life is not a solo journey. I don't know where that myth got started, but it's not the truth. We get to walk beside each other and pour into each other, and we need each other. And this is an opportunity for us to connect in with you and pour into you, which is such an honor and a privilege. So thank you for being here today. We've been talking about balance, falling into balance, and looking specifically at how are we standing, or are we standing in our feminine power? How are we What are our thoughts and our thinking, and are those supporting us in a balanced and healthy way? And so to continue the conversation, we have some amazing experts that are leaning into us today. You've got to hear from them a little bit on a heart level. We're going to deepen that conversation and really open up our ears and hearts to learn and listen and take in all that they have for us today. So I hope you're excited. I know I am, and I'd love to introduce our first amazing guest. Her name is Amy Cheryl. She is the founder and creator of Women's Worth Academy, and she's known as the modern day medicine woman. She has shared stages with global leaders like Marianne Williamson. She's an international speaker and has been featured in multiple ways in multiple medias. And she is passionate about helping you unapologetically live a life on your terms and stand in your full feminine power. please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful Amy Cheryl to the show. Welcome!
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and to be with everybody on this call.
You are so welcome. We are thrilled to have you joining us today and so looking forward to the conversation with you.
Same here.
And I'd love to start our conversation with why. Why is this work of standing in our feminine power, and what does that mean? So why is it personally important to you, and what does it mean to stand in our full feminine power?
Absolutely. You know, what I would say as women is we've been raised in a patriarchal paradigm, which is very much of the masculine model of push and productive and do. And what happens is we lose our softness in that space. We're always pushing, always doing. And being in our feminine power is really sitting back, getting back on our throne, and putting ourselves first, and looking at what do we need so that we can fill our cup first. So then we have more to give to others. And we've been raised in a society that really pulls from us as women. And it's really up to us to learn how to heal the parts of us, like the people pleaser in us, or the too nice girl, or the part of us that wants validation or needs approval, and how to go inward and heal that so that we are not seeking outside ourselves for those things, because then we feed into that neediness energy, and then people will pull from us and we'll look to get that, as opposed to sitting back, taking that pause like you spoke of, to create the balance and the groundedness so that we can really show up in our full authentic selves with an open heart, as opposed to a guarded, scared little girl.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing and describing that. And I love how you talk about sitting back in our throne and really remembering to put ourselves first. And I'm curious, is this something that you learned along the way, or was this something that there was a pivotal moment that shifted the course of what you do to really step into this space?
Yeah, well, I'm laughing because, no, it was not something I learned in my upbringing. I mean, I grew up with, like, no boundaries and, didn't have the best model for how to really be sovereign to self. And I would say that what shifted really was in my late 20s. When we really make the shift and we choose to not walk in victim consciousness and we choose to walk with spirit and growth, there's a breakdown moment, hitting rock bottom, breakdown to breakthrough. So that happened for my late 20s, and I called in a spiritual mentor, and I've been on the healing path ever since. So I've learned it through my own personal healing, and then organically, my life purpose, came my way, and now I do have a skill set for that, to teach that. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Because I think sometimes people meet us now and they don't always know there's been a journey that has led to this point. So I appreciate you sharing.
Absolutely. We got to get real here. Let's be honest here,
Exactly. Yes. So, especially since you have gone on your journey and we're continuing on that journey. And I love how you shared that too. Like, we're being real. We are on this journey and we're always growing and evolving. I'd love for you to share what you have discovered in perhaps your own walk or in working with those that you support are ways that we're unconsciously holding ourselves back or stepping off that throne or disempowering ourselves. What are some of those things we might unconsciously be doing?
Yeah. The first thing that came to me when you asked that question was unconsciously running from fear. What I mean running from fear is not running away from fear. What I'm talking about is where we unconsciously have fear run our actions or our behaviors or us getting reactive or how we engage with others based on fear of like, well, if I don't do this for them, they won't like me or somebody will be mad at me or, as opposed to the feminine power place is about healthy boundaries, healthy interrelating of, okay, how can I show up in love and show up by making sure that I am respecting myself first, getting clear on what I need to be at my best for others, and then those that can honor that can continue walking on path with me,
Mm-hmm.
And those that cannot, I'm okay if they leave, because I'm not going to twist and contort myself to make others happy.
Mm.
My job is not to make others happy.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And I appreciate you sharing not just that fear kind of driving the decisions that we're afraid of something, and that's why we're doing something, versus really choosing to stand in our truth and in our power so that we can be more fully who we are, honoring ourselves, honoring our boundaries, not making decisions out of fear. And I appreciate you sharing both a way we're kind of shrinking back a bit and a way we can start to shift that. And that awareness is so important. Is there a way or because awareness is so important and these things can be unconscious sometimes, are there indicators that show up or questions we can ask and kind of check in, a feeling that shows up, something that we can go, oh, wait a minute, let me pause for a moment?
Yep, you nail on the head. Right when you ask that question, I would say it's all about to pause and reflect. With anything in life at any moment, there can be a tendency when we're not staying on our throne to kind of pop out of it right away and like jump in and engage. And the key is to really, when anything is coming towards us, any interaction we have with anything, is to take a moment to breathe it in, to pause, and to reflect. How am I relating to this? And is there any trigger or any fear coming up or any retreating energy or any signs where I'm not on my throne? And if there are, then it's for us to go and do our healing work around that and get what the healing is for us before we then engage with the person or the situation that created the trigger. So it's really about bringing to consciousness that which is unconscious. And the answer of noticing if we have something unconscious running the show is, do we get triggered? Does something come up for us emotionally or viscerally in our body or our emotions or our thoughts? Do we start making it about the other person? We're making up stories in our head. All of these are signs that something's not healed in us, and we have it, and we can default into that wounded part of us. So the answer is, when that comes up, go get healing work with and informing and get what your healing is, and then the way in which you re-engage will be very different. You'll be more responsive, less reactive.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that, because I'm thinking as we're looking at balance, I love to have tools that we can use and start to weave into our life. So being on the lookout for some of those things that can be an indicator that we've stepped off our throne, and we don't have to stay off the throne. We can get support.
No, we don't.
And we can sit back in and choose to be there, and that pausing helps us shift from reactive to more purposeful and choosing to get support where we need it. Now, with the holidays coming and the shift in energy we can have in this season, we can feel pulled lots of different directions. Do you have a piece of advice or a tip to support us in this season?
Totally. Number one tip, we as women are a way of ritual. And what that means is, if you want to set your day up for success, the key to do that, and the number one tip, is to start your day in total silence and to not engage with others, even if it's 20 minutes. Even if you have a full family, get up 20 minutes earlier. Do not be checking Facebook and checking your text messages and, watching the news, whatever it may be. That is already pulling you out before you even begin your day. So if you want to be grounded and centered and set your day up for success, then it's important as a woman, then you need to do that for yourself. Get grounded, get centered. Take that 20 minutes, sit out in nature, breathe, reflect, journal, whatever it is, whatever is your morning ritual. Yet you're in solitude. You make relationship with self first. Then in that time, you make relationship with whatever your connection is with Spirit Source. And then, number 3 is when you begin to engage with the world and with others. And if you do it any other way, it will turn you upside down, and you will get pulled in many different directions because you didn't ground down before you started your day.
Beautiful. What a powerful tip. And as you were saying that, what was echoing in me is starting your day on purpose. It's not your day starting you. That you're
exactly.
Yeah, beautiful. And really carving that time out to center, to ground in before you let the world and all its demands pull at you, will help set you up for success in your live. I love how you use the phrase, your sovereign self, that you're able to really stand in that place and sit in that throne as you're beginning your day. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for sharing. Mm-hmm. I know there are so many listeners today that are going to want to stay in touch and connect in on a deeper level. We're going to make sure that we share your contact information towards the end of the show. So listeners, please know you'll have an opportunity to connect in deeper. We're going to let you know how to do that. But we are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, I want you to take a moment, because you don't have to just do it in the morning. Let's take a moment, 2 minutes for you to stop, pause, breathe, and really center yourself before we continue the show. You have to take these 2 minutes just for you so you can fully receive from your throne everything that is here for you on our show and here for you today. We'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Think you've seen everything there is to see in online television? Let us surprise you. Visit voiceamerica.tv today for sports, health, business, and more on demand 24/7.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Sustainable success is just around the corner. If you are an entrepreneur, business leader, or anybody looking for their next level of success, tune into Sustainable Success with host Chris Salem. Did you know that the path to success is a long path that started many years ago? The path you started on then determines what is happening now. Chris and his amazing guests in their field will help you navigate the path to sustainable success every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time and 9 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation. Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics. Change starts here. Change starts now. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed those 2 minutes just for you. And as we're coming back, we've been talking about balance. And we invited you to take those 2 minutes to really feel in, center, put yourself on the throne in your life. and really from that place approach the rest of the time, our time together, and you can sit in that place as you go back out into the world. And I want to feel how that is to sit in your throne, to be treating yourself as royalty and really sitting as your sovereign self in that space. And one of the things I'm excited to share with you today is we have a sponsor that wants to support you on your journey. They feel it's so important that you have balance, that you have freedom, and that you are supported in your life. And one of the things I love about sponsors like this is that they believe in you. You know how I've been sharing that it is not a solo journey, how we can come along together and support one another. And that's what this sponsor is doing. They believe so much in you that they are leaning into you. They are putting their brand, their name, their energy and resources behind the show, behind the work that we're doing, because they believe in each of you. So lean in and let me share a little bit about this beautiful sponsor. It's called the U.S. Career Institute. And here's a little bit of a flavor, a way that you can lean into them. Whether you want a new career or just some extra cash, some extra funds, the U.S. Career Institute has a program for you. For over 35 years, they've helped people prepare for legitimate work-at-home job opportunities in the growing healthcare industry. So again, support in the healthcare industry, like medical coding and billing. Basically, you get to help create reports for doctors. You get to be your own boss. You could be your own boss, choose your own hours, and you can learn how to do it online in as little as 4 months. You study at home or anywhere at your own pace, anytime, day or night, giving you great freedom as you are learning and possibly stepping into that space. So here's some of the benefits. The job benefits are being your own boss, choosing your own hours, freedom to work anytime, day or night you want. You get to choose your hours, no monetary risk of business overhead. Employees are the demands of customers and sales goals, and you get to enjoy a secure and rewarding career in the growing healthcare industry. Here's some of the school benefits by leaning into them. Freedom to study anywhere, anytime, online at your own pace. Accredited by the DEAC Affordable Tuition. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and you can be ready to work in as little as 4 months with no previous medical experience required. How beautiful and powerful is that? So here's the opportunity, and this is just for those of you who are listening. Get this opportunity. You get 25% off tuition. So listen to the details. You can get free facts, learn more by visiting workfordoctors.com. That's plural. workfordoctors.com/empowering women. That's your special code today. Work for Doctors with an S, it's plural. .com empowering women is the code, so /empowering women, and you can enroll with that code empowering women by Monday, September 30th to get that 25% off tuition. Some exclusions do apply, so make sure to visit the website for details. Again, that's workfordoctors.com/empowering women. I hope this opportunity serves and supports you. I invite you to lean in and check them out. So as we are shifting back into the conversation we're having today, we're about to meet an amazing woman who is so committed and filled with passion to support you and bring awareness to some really important topics, because we need to have awareness. We were talking about that in the last segment, for all of us to have balanced mental health and get support, and she's going to share some insights around this. So let me introduce our next amazing guest. Her name is Venessa Abram. She has a master's in business administration, a best-selling, award-winning author. She's a certified NAMI trainer. She has trained Atlanta police departments in crisis and intervention. She is a mental health instructor, a professional speaker, founder and CEO of Self-Discovery Pain positioning, and purpose. She has a huge passion, and let me share where this came from, because sometimes that passion can come from something we've had to overcome. Here's where her passion comes from: the passing of her brother, who was a victim of suicide. So Venessa now stands and passionately to help raise awareness around mental illness, bullying, and suicide prevention. Let's lean in and warmly welcome the powerful Venessa Abram to the show. Welcome!
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. I'm very happy to have you here today. And I'd love for you to share. I know I shared a little bit of why you have a passion for this work, but I wanted to give you an opportunity if you wanted to share in your own words, or you wanted to add to that why this work is so important to you.
Sure, absolutely. It's really critical, just as oxygen to our blood. It is critical for us as a people to understand the importance of mental health, which is the mind. There are many of us that are suffering with mental illnesses, whether it's just a little bit of depression or it's a grandiose piece of illness that can be bipolar or schizophrenic or whatever the case may be. And we are so afraid to speak up because of the stigma that people would either shame us for speaking up or would speak badly about us. So it is so important that we, number one, stand in our truth, in transparency. Then number two, understand that it's okay not to be okay, but it's not okay not to get the help. And then lastly, making sure that we are educated and impacted by mental health education and the tools and the resources so that we can become mentally well and balanced.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that and the importance of it. And what I was really feeling as you were sharing all of that is that it's important we're checking in on this and we can help remove some of that stigma, that it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to not get help. Let's get the help and support we need. And I feel like by awareness, we can all be part of this and we can all make a difference in shifting our perspective and shifting that stigma and being more aware. Is there anything else you would add to that for all of us, the way that we can perhaps lean in and support these areas that are so important?
Yes, absolutely. And I, too, am a suicide survivor. So it's very critical to, number one, learn who we are and learn our history as it relates to our bloodline and generations, because as we know, mental illness, it does run through the family and the lineage. Therefore, it's really important for us to understand where did we come from and where or who all is connected to us that could have also had a mental illness, and am I susceptible, or will that be passed down to me or to my kids or to their generation? And then making sure that we discuss suicide. As a child, that was never a topic, suicide. I cannot ever remember talking about suicide in my family, or depression, for that matter. Maybe just a little bit about depression, but we never talked about that. These are topics that we must have every day on a day-to-day basis with our children, with ourselves, with our family and friends, simply because everybody is going through something in their lives. We're either going in the storm, we're in the storm, or we're coming out. And we just never know how impacted a person is. Just for instance, for me, when my life was turned upside down when I received a phone call, that's all it takes is one call for a crisis to arise in your household. So in order for us to be proactive, we need to really, really become educated about the importance of mental health. I'm learning as I tour the nation, there are so many of us that are not packed with that education. The Bible says that man perishes for lack of knowledge, and we are doing just that because we don't have the knowledge about mental illness. And I will have to say this is, before my brother passed, I did not know half of the things that I know now. I attempted prior to his death, about 10 years is it 10 years? No, 9 years. My mother's been gone 9 years. I attempted then. And, of course, with him passing, for me personally, and I just have to share my story to help someone else, it was so painful to me until, and that was my closest sibling, mind you, and I'm still on that journey of healing. It's better, but I have not arrived yet where I am totally out of that valley. So I have now become so involved with American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, being on their junior board, getting with the organization here in Atlanta, Georgia, where I'm on advisory boards with mental health entities with the state and international survivors and so on and so forth. Getting involved, and then NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Illness, where I'm a certified speaker and a teacher. It is so important to learn about the mind, how the mind works, mental illness. It is a chemical imbalance in the brain, and some of us are so afraid to speak up until we will suffer in silence until it can result in a suicide, which is very disheartening for me. And I really.
And I hate to interrupt you. I hate to interrupt you. The time is going so fast.
Okay.
But I would love to have you share a couple things. One, how can we recognize that something imbalanced might be going on? What are some of the indicators? Because if we're not talking about this, we're not even aware until that trigger happens that there might be something we need to be aware of. What are some indicators that we might want to expand our resources of support?
Some of those things are depression, wanting to sleep away, drink away, do drugs to medicate the pain, isolation, giving away your things, telling people that you're tired and that you want to give up and you don't have anything to live for, and just actually being the opposite of the norm for yourself. So when a person is jovial and you see that they have drastically changed, that is a red flag.
Okay, great. And thank you, because I feel like we all have this opportunity to grow our awareness, and it's helpful to know some of the things to pay attention to, especially as we're getting to the season of shift and change and holidays and all of the hustle and bustle. I think it's just so important that we have awareness around this and we're able to lean in, we're able to have those conversations. Do you have a tip or a piece of advice you could share with us that if we're recognizing some of these things and we're feeling a bit out of balance, what are some things we can do?
The main thing is to get help, to seek professional help. If you feel like hurting yourself, you want to definitely call 911 and get to a place of safety in a hospital so that you can get the proper attention that you need. If it is not that dire, just get with someone, letting them know that, hey, I need some help. And if that means that, hey, I need to go to the hospital or see my therapist or see my psychiatrist, doing those things that would help you during that crisis, as well as calling the suicide hotline, where with the suicide hotline, they are there to listen to you and not give you instructions as it relates to the crisis that you're in. And if I could, can I give that Lifeline phone number?
Absolutely, please.
National Suicide Prevention Lifeline phone number is 1-800-273-8255. Again, it's 1-800-273-8255. It is a free and a confidential 24/7 support lifeline.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for helping. I appreciate you having this important conversation with us and really bringing awareness to this. And I love and appreciate all the commitment you have in so many different areas to support everyone out there and really help remove that stigma and help save lives by bringing awareness to, you're welcome, absolutely, to this important point. And this is something all of us can take action. I encourage you to write that number down. You just never know when it might be needed. And let's all be a little bit more kind and a little bit more aware of others around us and ourselves, remembering to be kind and understanding to ourselves. And that if we need help, be willing to receive it, be willing to reach out. As we get ready to go to our next commercial break, I want to encourage you to take 2 minutes to stop, pause, breathe, and integrate what's being spoken into your heart and into your spirit, and really see what it is that is bubbling up. What is it that you need? That's how we started our conversation today, to support and encourage you on your journey. And with that, we'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN. Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
There's a new force to be reckoned with in talk radio. It's not just talk radio. Hosted by LaTanya Jr. and co-host Tina Wynn and Tony Brown. Not Just Talk Radio is like a superhero, inspiring, problem-solving, and informing. Packed with action-provoking conversations from news, movements, and social and politics issues. This program is about a wide range of voices and fresh points of view from experts, celebrities, and you, the listener. Not Just Talk Radio is broadcast live Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers Channel.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Become a member of VoiceAmerica.com. It's easy, and best of all, it's free. Start out by going to our homepage or any of our channels and click Register at the top. Once you've created an account and signed in, you can create your own custom library, opt into our newsletter, search by show, host, guest, or topic of interest, or browse millions of hours of content across all of our Voice America radio channels. Membership gets you more. Visit VoiceAmerica.com today to get started and tailor the listening experience to your taste.
We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you took a moment to stop, pause, breathe, check in on how we started the show together, the time together today, and what was laid on your heart. See if perhaps some of those answers, some of that information has come, and maybe even shifted a bit of what it is that you need today and are willing to receive, and be willing to receive it. Be willing to go out there, be open and looking for that. I'm going to invite you at the very end of the show, when our time ends, take a couple minutes, take 2 to 5 minutes to really stop, pause, maybe take one step to support you, one step to move a little bit more back on that throne, one step to move forward in the area that matters most. Take 2 to 5 minutes to really think about what's being laid on your heart so you can move back out into the world in a purposeful way. I've asked our amazing guest today if they would not only share their contact information, but knowing that you're going to be stepping back out into the world, if they had a reminder, a piece of advice, or a tip to support you on your journey, I've invited them to share that too, because we want to equip and empower you to live on purpose and with great purpose. And I have one resource I want to make available as we're sitting here and connecting in today. Many of you have a story to tell, or you are called to step forward and reach more people with your message. And I wanted you to know about an opportunity called the SpeakerTalentSearch.com. It's free to apply, SpeakerTalentSearch.com, and it's a way for you to apply and get your message in front of decision makers that are looking for speakers, that are looking for writers, that are looking for a number of amazing experts that they can share with their communities. So I want you to know about that resource. And then with that, I'm going to hand the floor over to Venessa. I'd love for you to share your contact information and your piece of advice that you want to share with us today, or tip.
Sure. My contact information, you can reach me by way of my website, which is www.s as in self, D as in discovery, dash, P as in pain, P as in pain, P as in pain.org. Again, www.sd-ppp.org. And then I would just like to share with you, help us stop the stigma and stop suicide by one, standing in your truth, owning who you are, including any type of diagnosis that you have had, but understanding that you are not your diagnosis, and getting the help that you need. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number is 800-273-8255.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Venessa. Thank you for that reminder and helping us know that we are not our diagnosis. That's a really powerful statement, too, and that we can step forward and bring awareness and bring support. Beautiful. And then, absolutely. And Amy, I'd love for you to share how people can connect in and go deeper with you, as well as your piece of advice or tip.
Absolutely. My website is www.womensworthacademy.com. And I'm going to give you my personal email, too, which is Amy, A-M-Y, at womensworthacademy.com. And the piece of advice, guidance that I'd like to give you for your takeaway is I call it the Take 10 transition time. And I know it can be a little challenging, yet it will change your life if in between everything that you do in your life as a woman, you take 10 minutes to sit, to breathe, turn your phone off, turn Facebook off, and just set your timer. So when you get home from work, take 10 minutes and sit and breathe. When you get up in the morning, take 10 minutes. Any transition, when you finish work and then you want to go to yoga class, don't rush. Take 10 minutes. Notice what comes up for you. You may feel pulled. It may be challenging, yet stay with it, and it will change your life, and you're worth the time, and you'll be better for others as a result. And you'll be calmer in your life, too.
Oh, how beautiful that is. I could just feel the energy of that. I was like, so take 10 minutes after the show. not
10 minutes. 10 minutes 10. Throughout the day. Totally.
We'll implement this right away. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, for making yourself personally available. That's really generous of you with the email. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. And listeners, absolutely, listeners, I hope you take that 10 and just give yourself a moment to transition, to process, to feel in, see where you are, and see what's coming up in your heart and spirit as you are looking to step into and be more in your power. And I love that reminder that helps us be better for others. I think this ties in powerfully to the conversation we've been having about mental health, too. If we're not paying attention to what's going on, it can run us instead of having that awareness and getting support where we need it and giving us ourselves the support that we need to stand powerfully in who we are and what we're called to be. Let's breathe that in. Wonderful. And listeners, if you are going through a transition right now, it just kind of bubbled up in my spirit, something that my grandmother used to always tell me. And this was in the highs of life. I was celebrating the new job or something that I had done and achieved. I was big on achieving or a relationship or something, or in those lows in life when I had just lost somebody close to me. My grandmother gave me the same advice and had me make a sacred promise. She would say to me, Rebecca, that's wonderful, or I'm so sorry, depending on the case. Please remember to stop pause and breathe. Give yourself, even in those highs of life, time to process on a cellular level. Give yourself that gift. And I want you to promise me something. I'd say, yes, Grandma. She goes, you know, my health is fragile and I can go at any time. And it was. So you need to promise me, Rebecca, that you'll take care of my granddaughter. And that was me. And I made that promise every single call. And she really taught me to remember that we can choose to take care of ourselves, that we can stop and pause and be extra kind in those highs and lows so we can be balanced. So as you go back out into the world, I want to encourage you to stay into balance, to be extra kind to yourself, to choose wherever you go, whatever you do, to bloom and shine. Have a great week, everyone. I'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Influencers Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.